Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be decluttering and cleaning my desk, as well as showing you what it looks like at the end and how I organize my things. So this is the monstrosity that I used to call my desk. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of gotten overwhelming over the past couple months because usually when I clean my room I don't clean my desk. Usually I tidy it and I don't deep clean it at all. So that's what I'm doing today because I want to make myself make things more, and I think having a nice, clean, organized desk will help me do that. I started off by removing everything on the top of my desk, and there was just a bunch of stuff that just accumulated over a long period of time. And for some reason, I started this process at 8:30 at night, and I got so overwhelmed that I ended up just leaving it all over my floor, but obviously I did end up finishing it. If anyone is curious, I got the desk at IKEA around maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It's the Mickey one. I tried searching for the one that I have, but I couldn't find it. The closest one I could find is this. I don't know, I think they've updated the design since then. Okay, so here is the surface of my desk after it's been cleaned, and I'll just remove this out of the way. So I just have my glass mat here. I think I got it from Hobby Lobby, but I know Michael's also carries something similar to this. And it's, I don't know, this thing went missing over here, so it just doesn't exist. I have been crafting, so that's why I have this here. But yeah, and then I have some Lego flowers, and then on the back wall I just have some pictures, and I decided to unclutter it because there was a lot of stuff on there, so I just picked out my favorite things. And the ones that are flipped over are personal pictures that I don't really want to share online on here, so they're just flipped over. I have 2 coasters because I have drinks. But then I decided to switch all of my tool storage over here, and I put them in some jars. So I just have my brushes, my ball tools and silicone tools, and then my blades, a toothbrush, and some scissors. And then I think I have what do you call it? X-Acto knife that I don't really use. And then I also have some pens and pencils and stuff. And then I have some glaze right here in this jar. And then I just have my rubbing alcohol. I did have a separate area where I had storage for this stuff, but I don't know. It was just kind of messy, and I wanted to reduce clutter. Plus I thought it'd be nice if I'm crafting, I can move these around my desk and they're not in one spot constantly. And then over here, I don't know if you can see this, but I have my pasta machine. I still technically need to clean it because, I'll be quite honest, I don't clean it. And then over here I just have some sketchbooks. There's another book that goes here that I plan videos in, but that is upstairs right now. And then I just have some necklaces on this necklace display situation. So it's nice and clean now. And it's not as disastrous as it once was. So then if I move you upwards, up here I also clean this, but I have this thing to dry charms on. My dad made this for me. The other one unfortunately came out because I accidentally sat on it. That is irrelevant though. I also have this bird thing that I got a couple years ago. I always tell myself I'm gonna decorate it, but I never do. And then in here I just have a ton of needles and stuff, and I decorated this. And then my friend gave me this mug and this a candle. And then that is a ghost I made, and it's posable because I made it for stop motion, so there's wires in the arm and they move and stuff.
And I have this Minecraft bee figurine, and then behind it I have this duck that I want to paint. But yeah, up here was like kind of, it was crazy and really dusty. But yeah, it's all nice and organized now.
I then cleaned out the middle drawer, and honestly, this is probably one of the least messy areas on my desk.
In here, it's just the drawer. This one actually wasn't that bad, aside from the fact that some of these things spilled and I had to clean it out. But I just have this container of like findings and like extra things. And then this is one of my scrap clay things, and this used to be very full, but when I make things I usually pull from this and then my other ones, but I'll show those to you in a sec. But I keep everything organized by like color. Some aren't organized, but one day I'm going to use all of this. Yeah, this is relatively empty than it once was, which I'm really proud. And then in here, I actually got this, you'll see these a lot, but I actually get these at the dollar store. I quite like them because they're domey and you can fit a lot in there. But in here I just have my cookie cutters and some molds. The yellow ones and this yellow ones I made, and then this purple one I was given from somebody. And then these blue ones are from Miniature Sweet, and I only own 3 of their molds. Yeah, that's all, and I've all accumulated this over the years. And there's some Play-Doh cutters as well. But yeah, this is just a TLS clay softener, and then I believe this is glaze. I don't really use this, but I just have it just in case. So yeah, that's what this drawer looks like. I quite like this drawer a lot. So then in this drawer I have other things. You can see that. So I just have this plastic bag, and then I moved all of my chains and wire over here, as well as some tin foil and some parchment paper. This is more of like it's like stuff I use and I kind of want it in hand's reach, so I just put it in this one. It's not like relatively organized, but it works for me for now. I have some toothpicks. I have a larger cookie cutter that doesn't fit in the other drawer, but this is the one I would use for faces for my bears. I think it's supposed to be just like it's for use for baking. I'm not really sure. I think my mom got it and she's like, you can just have it. And I was like, okay. And then I have some super glue, normal Elmer's stick glue, and then I have a corner puncher thing, and then I also have my looper tool, and then my crimper is also supposed to be in here, but it's on the other side of the room. I also have the mold putty, and then some scissors and some other glaze, and then I have a block of sanding paper in here. So I like how this is organized better, because I had all of these individual things other places, but it's nice to have these in hand's reach, because I used to have my glitter in here and I never really use that anymore. I used to use it a lot back in the day, but I don't, like I said, I don't anymore. Okay, so below the one I just showed you, I have the 3-tier situation. So up top, I just have some like seed beads, and then I have string. I have stretchy string, and then just fish wire or fishing line, whatever you want to call it. And then in here I just have all of my beads. They're organized in all these, so they're not like too organized. I know where everything is, so that's all that matters, but on top I just have my mat where I do bead patterns and stuff like that because I really like making beaded things. So all those just go back there. And then on this second shelf I have all the rest of my scrap clay. So this is all the dollar store stuff from my previous video if you want to check that out. But then I just have these ones, and these are the ones from the dollar store. Well, the containers are from the dollar store. The clay is from a multitude of places, but I just have all this scrap clay that I use so it doesn't go to waste. And then way back I have an additional bead container and button container. So I have this, and then if we go way back, I have all of my old charms because I'm a hoarder and I keep them all. So I think this one is the 2016 box, and I think this is 2018. Yeah. So those just go back there because they fit. And these ones, they stack nicely on top of each other, which I really like. So it's good for stacking. And then if we go down to the bottom, I have these additional beads. They're the flower ones. I got these at Joann's, and since Joann's was going out of business, I did end up buying the last they had because I don't know where else I'm gonna find these. So those are just in a package for now. In this container, it's just like a miscellaneous thing. So I have my chalk pastels, some canes, some other things that I use. I use these sometimes more than I use the rest, but it's nice to have. These are some nail art things I found at the dollar store that I want to use for cupcakes. Yeah, so I have this. And then the rest of the stuff in here are my old charms. The rest of them, so this is 2017. This is my current one, technically. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. I just need to go through this because some of the ones don't belong in there. But yeah, I have these, and then there's more. I have these because I hoard, and it's fine. So this is 2019. This is 2020. I can already tell you because I was so by myself that I made so many things that year. And then I want to say this is 2021, and I think there might be 2022 stuff in here. But I don't make that many things anymore, so I don't have like a dedicated box for the other years. It's mostly just in here. Yeah, all those fit nicely in here. I have to turn some of it sideways. Yeah, that all goes in there. Honestly, I could probably just put these on top because they're beads. Yeah, that's what's in here. Oh, that's why I put them in there, because it doesn't close. Oh, no, that's not why. Slightly tilted. Okay. Over in this corner, I just have a plate of unfinished charms. And then I just set my paint palette on there because I was painting and I needed to let it dry before I put it back in its place. But in here, I just have all of my paint that I use. And it's all mostly just Craft Smart, and there's some like specialty stuff that I have. It's nothing too fancy. It's not organized. I mean, I don't really go in there that much. Well, you know, it's fine where I don't need to like organize it as much. But then in here, I have some larger paintbrushes and some Mod Podge, and then this is gouache. I have to check this because it's Five Below, and I've seen people say that theirs got moldy, so I'm gonna have to look at that. But then I have some pasta pens and maybe a sprayer. In here, I just have some extra stuff. So I got this a long time ago. I want to do a video on it, but I haven't gotten the chance to. But it's this like miniature garden thing. And then I have my glitter in here, some chalk pastels, some oil pastels, and then I have this UV light along with the UV resin here, and then I have this spackle, and then I also have these I really want to make some of these into earrings. So I have that. And then in here I just have some extra stuff. I have balloons. And then here are some extra findings that I have that didn't fit in the container. These ones I don't use that much, which is why they're in here. But yeah. Oh no. Oh, these are crimp beads. But yeah, and then I have my hot glue guns, some what do you call them? Color pencils, and I have some extra like diamond art beads. So yeah, that's what it's next to my desk, and then that's the trash, and then under there I just have a thing my dad made me to record stuff on my phone so I get an overhead view. So yeah, this is this section. I used to have the where I would store my tools on there, but I didn't really like it anymore, so that's why I moved it.
I do have additional storage for other craft items like solid blocks of clay, wood, and other things that I don't really use as frequently, so they just get put away somewhere else, but I'm not going to show that because it's in my closet and it's kind of a disaster right now, but you can just use your imagination. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!